Now, Israeli media are reporting allegations that pilots bombed some tower blocks in Gaza out of anger rather than strategic priority. Several anonymous pilots told the Israeli website Mako that they felt frustrated that their military operation was failing to stop Hamas firing rockets over the border. Well, for more on this, let's speak to Yonatan Shapira. He is a former Israeli rescue helicopter pilot who himself was discharged from the army back in 2003 for organizing a group of Airforce pilots who publicly refused to obey orders and participate in the continued oppression of Palestinians. He now lives in Norway and joins us from Oslo. Yonatan, thanks for being with us. Just for context, I want to start by asking you why you actually decided to organize this campaign all those years ago.
Well, it was 2003, and after serving as a rescue pilot for many years, I finally opened my eyes during the Second Intifada, seeing the horrible life of Palestinians and realizing that I'm basically fighting for the wrong side. I decided that I'm not just going to leave and find solution for myself, but I organize Air Force pilots from all different squadrons in the Israeli Air Force, attack Apache pilot, F-16, F-15, all branches of the Air Force. We managed to convince even very high rank brigadier general fighter pilot, and we publicly refused. We said that we are not willing to be part of this illegal, immoral, and basically participate in war crimes after war crimes. And of course, as a result of that, me and my friends were discharged.
So, Yonatan, these suggestions that pilots who participated in these latest rounds of airstrikes, that they were reportedly venting their frustration, does that sound potentially familiar to you? Was that a part of the culture that you yourself experienced?
Well, I can tell you a lot about that because I think this frustration is not just the frustration of these pilots. It's the frustration of a giant beast that is a multi-superpower that has no limit to his weaponry and strength, military strength. But it's just impossible to kill the desire of millions of people to be free. As Jewish people, as Israeli, that's what we learned from our first day, that you cannot kill the desire of people to be free. So we can talk a lot about the frustration of these war criminals, but I think the bottom line is very simple. I think they tell themselves some story about their morality. They try to hit the target from here and from there. So only the building that they hit will be damaged. But it's like hearing a murderer saying, I want to kill just the baby that I'm about to kill now and not the babies around them. So, but if you allow me just to say something to the Gaza people and to Palestinians in general, in Palestine and in the rest of the world, I want them to know that my heart and the heart of hundreds of thousands of Jews around the world is with them. We know that you are right and you deserve your liberty. You deserve to be free. And we, as Jews, as activists all around the world, are going to put a lot of pressure. So eventually the countries around the world will wake up to understand that we must disarm the Israeli apartheid. We must liberate the Gaza ghetto. We must decolonize all Palestine and dismantle the Israeli apartheid and give equal rights for all the people there, from the river to the sea and the right of return, without treating millions of Palestinians as human beings. There won't be peace. Israelis will never feel safe once they sit on the neck of millions of Palestinians that have no rights and are treated like animals.
Yonatan, just returning to the culture within the Israeli military, I'm curious, in your personal experience, has there ever been an explicit order potentially given to pilots or a suggestion that this kind of behavior that you're describing, that would be acceptable?
Well, there are lots of lies that the leaders and the commanders and the pilots and all the soldiers are telling themselves. It's a big consent manufactured by a big system for years and years and decades. to plant these ideas in the minds of people that you can bomb people from the air, you can bomb buildings from the air in the most densely populated place in the world, and in some way you can tell yourself it's moral. There is no way something like that can be moral. And I think what we hear about this discourse of these pilots that are frustrated and talking about, yeah, maybe it's helping or not helping, it's irrelevant. It's like listening to a bunch of Nazi soldiers exterminating the Gaza ghetto, the Warsaw ghetto, debating what would be the best way to kill the Jewish resistance there. There is no way to kill the resistance of millions of people to be free.
Yonatan Shapira there, former Israeli rescue helicopter pilot, now speaking to us from Oslo. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your thoughts with us here on Al Jazeera.
Thank you very much.